Yes, thank you. I'm Al. Can you hear me? And please call me Al. And I'm changing gear. I want to put the child at the center of my presentation. That was my remit as the first Children's Commissioner for England.
Just hold it a bit close to your mouth.
Closer? Is that better? As the first Children's Commissioner for England to speak for the best interests of the 11 million children of England. And so I want to set the scene by showing you the cover of yesterday's Daily Mirror. Here is a whole page with the title, "Mummy died, Daddy has lost his job, can I get work sweeping the floor?" And this story is a microcosm of what has happened to children across the whole country. A grieving 9-year-old child. What is government doing for widows' benefits? Streamlining them to encourage widows to go back to work and to remarry. What's it doing for the pernicious influence of universal credit? As this family, dad is out of job and he's waiting for his first benefits to come in, creating no food for the child in its home. The child crying out for help. Are you comfortable with this portrayal of childhood today? So let me further set the scene by showing you this. This is who we're talking about. You may not see it very easily, and I don't have a slide, but it is a beautiful, human, newly born citizen. She's only a few hours old, but she's demonstrating an amazing ability to manipulate her parents by the eyeball-to-eyeball gaze, which we know is the key biological trigger for attachment. We don't abandon our babies, we nurture them. And the trigger for this is this eyeball-to-eyeball concentration. So 2 questions immediately. Why should we care about children? And secondly, what are their needs? So why should we care about children? Sisyphus had it easy in pushing his boulder up the hill compared today for us to get political traction for the importance of children in our society. We have to make sure that children are seen to be important. Now, through the economic, fiscal lens, children must be important because of the old age dependency ratio. We're experiencing a massive increase in older people living longer. So who is going to provide the country's wealth to support those people? The children today. So what do children need? They need to be healthy, educated, creative, resilient, and happy with the life skills to thrive as successful adults and parents of the future. That's the economic argument. But there's a moral argument. What about those children who can't become parents or economic assets, those with disability or disadvantage? Surely, as a compassionate, caring society, we must make sure that every child has the best opportunities to thrive to his or her potential. So, what does this little baby mean? And by the way, this is the most beautiful baby in the world. I know that because she's my granddaughter. Now you laugh, my friends, but you care about the children in your family as much as I do for the children in my family. So why don't we as a society care more about the children of others, especially those who are in any way different or troubled or troublesome? So, what does a child need? I offer you the African proverb. It takes a whole village to raise a child. And let me explore this. And by the way, all of this is supported by a wonderful book that's just been published. And here it is. It's wonderful because I wrote it. It was published 2 weeks ago. There's some order forms here for you. And it sets out a forensic analysis of childhood today, looking at policies and practices, celebrating what's good, but putting no punches on what isn't, especially political attitude to the importance of children compared with what I've seen in Finland, in Holland, in Spain, and Canada, where these countries are on a different planet in terms of how they see children in society. So, it takes a whole village to raise a child. What does that mean? It means the nurture of children should be everybody's business, especially in local communities. Parents and parenting's vitally important, yet we're not investing nearly enough in preparing young people to become parents. Families matter, and of course there are different structures to families, but what children tell me as Commissioner, families matter to me. They matter because they provide love and they provide security for me to thrive as an individual. So parents and families are important, but it's the local community that should also be relevant. Play. And look what's happening to our policies for play today. They're non-existent. Yet play is how the child understands the world. Faiths, crucially important, because faiths give purpose in life and address the uncertainties of the hereafter, etc. So what are faiths doing? To support children and to support communities through their parishes. Very patchy, I can tell you. Some parishes are doing a really great job in supporting local families and children. Others, not on the plot at all. So faiths are important, all faiths, not just the Christian faiths, but Muslim, Hindu, Jewish, etc. They've all got their values which children need to have. And then there is government. Local government, very important, and of course, national government, who has taxes to produce the revenues for investment. So I offer you the construct. It takes a whole village to raise a child. What are we going to do? What are you going to do in your community to promote this? Because it is sadly needed at the present. I just want to come back finally to where I started, which is grief. My dad died suddenly when I was 10. He left my mum in a disastrous financial situation, dependent on benefits, me on free school meals. I got to grammar school, determined to be a doctor, where the teacher said you could do it, and the rest is history. I am one of only 4% of doctors who comes from a disadvantaged background. So grief is important. Policies need to be tailored to the needs of families suffering grief, and we need to be much more compassionate in the context of our Treasury's policies for fiscal probity. Children matter. Children are at the heart of everything. They're our future. Why do we not have policies designated, directed to further their best interests?